Let's go here.
Oh, that hurricane must be coming up this way.
This meeting is being recorded.
We are live in New York. It's Saturday lunch bunch.
It's Saturday night.
So, we are the Spiritual Neighborhood. The Spiritual Neighborhood is a grassroots community project of the Council of Families for Children, a 501c3 nonprofit. We believe that sick can be fixed, so we support services that improve the quality of life for the body, mind, and spirit for the integration of a healthy, happy human. And today is Tipsy Techno Tuesday, and my drink every Tuesday, so that I don't get too out of control, is an Atkins protein shake with a Boost High Protein mix added with a swig of Kahlua.
Kahlua. I have coffee.
That's not a drink. That's not a drink.
Canada Dry Chaser. Woo! With Fang Ice.
That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. Hot and cold.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I should have got my rum and Coke. I'm sorry. I'm strictly water today.
Okay, y'all are just boring as hell. Goodbye, y'all. We're done.
Hey, thank you for joining us on our next show.
Y'all have missed all the good stuff. We've been talking about yahoos. Did you know that a yahoo in Alabama is a Bigfoot? We've been talking about Bigfoot and skinwalkers.
Yeah.
And I want to be a werewolf.
Shapeshifters.
Yeah. And
I'm going to be I'm a shapeshifter. Luann's going to be, what are you going to be, Luann?
What are you going to be when you grow
Isn't it
old?
hard enough being me?
I don't know. You tell us, babe. You tell us.
Oh, let's see. What do I
That door
want to
can
do?
just swing open. You might not. Don't go there.
Go there, damn it. Go. Go.
Don't.
So I'll be a panther shifter. How's that?
Oh, I love that. Did you see that movie from the 50s, The Cat People, where she turned into a Black Panther and she wound up killing all these people that she was. Oh, that's a great movie. And she was so hot. She was slick. Oh my God. It's called The Cat People. You got to watch it.
Oh, I bet that was one of those really good B movies,
Probably.
right?
I love those movies from
those
the 50s.
B movies were
Yes.
really good.
The Fly.
One of my favorite B movies. Oh, I love that. That was a good one.
The Fly.
I like The Tingler.
The Tingler. Scream for your life.
Oh, it was so cute. And you could see the string pulling the Tingler down in the theater.
Yes.
You could see the string pull. It's oh my God.
Yes.
Of course, back then TV wasn't that great, so you didn't see it. Now it's like, it's laser. You can see everything.
Well, back then we had to use our imagination more.
House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
I love the House on Haunted Hill.
My favorite scene, though, is where that fly with his head is on it, the human head, and he's caught in that spider's web. Help me!
Help me! Help me!
Help me! And then she squishes him.
We actually really need a life. This is sad.
I don't want
The House of Wax.
We were supposed
oh
to-
my God, the House of Wax was awesome.
Yep.
With those 3D glasses. Oh my God, that ping pong ball. No, it was that paddle ball. It was doing that paddle with the ball and it was hitting that, way out there. Man, I was ducking all over the place.
I love 3D.
Whoa.
I love 3D. We were going to talk about something today. Did you see the smart-ass remark that Elizabeth gave me last night in Messenger, though? She is such a smart
It
ass.
wasn't last night. It was early this morning, like at 2 o'clock.
No.
3 o'clock?
No, it was like, good Lord, what's wrong with you? No, it was last night. I was asleep at 2.
It was.
All right, everybody pull out their Messenger.
But it wasn't. It was at 10 something, I think.
Yeah.
You wanted to know what we were going to be talking about, and I said Zoom etiquette or memory testing.
Yeah. Yeah. She was taking a swipe at me. The abuse I take behind the scenes. You people have no idea the abuse I get behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Well, I couldn't help it. I thought, okay, I'm trying to figure out something, and I'm going through the same challenge. I thought, okay, memory testing is apparently what we need to be talking about. Something about memory? I don't know.
So we were going to talk about Zoom etiquette because we're such experts at it.
Yes, of course we are.
Well, you gotta have etiquette.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Yeah.
I need to just. Okay, I'm hushing now.
My God, what's really in that coffee? What's really in that coffee?
It's the.
Well, what did you put in the ginger ale?
Oh, I bet
It's the carbonation. It's getting to her.
the carbonation is forcing the caffeine through her blood vessels faster, and it is carrying all this.
I need something going through my vessels.
And it's carrying all this oxygen to her brain that she's not used to getting.
That's what's wrong. I'm not getting enough oxygen to the brain.
Oh my God. So, all right. So
Sitting too much.
I don't know that I know what Zoom etiquette should be, but I'm going to tell you what pisses me off or aggravates me. I hate it when I see people on Zoom in their bedroom. You can be in your bedroom. A bedroom is a nice room, but they're in their bed, propped up on their pillows like they're getting ready to do a boudoir shot. You know, that freaks me out. Seriously.
I could say, I'm not comfortable with that.
You know, here's how I think. And we all know I'm weird. Here's what I think. They're going to forget that they're on Zoom, and they're going to decide, you know what? These pants are cutting off my circulation at my waist, and I'm going to get up and put my jammies on, and they're fixing to get up and start undressing and forget that they're on Zoom. That actually happened. I saw it on the news. It's true, because you know there's nothing but true things on the news.
Of course.
This man started having sex during a business meeting on Zoom because he forgot to turn his camera off, and he was having sex, and I could all see his little white butt going at it like a little rabbit. I think
that was actually on. That was like that went all over Facebook at one point in time.
So I would say that that's not proper etiquette to have sex on Zoom.
No.
I think.
Well, and not to turn you put your face on instead of being live, and then you turn your volume off. That seems to be the big issue as well. The sound, the volume.
Yes.
Turn your mic off, for God's sake.
Yeah.
I try to remember to turn my mic off if I'm going to sneeze or cough. I don't always get there, but I mean.
I try. Sometimes it just sneaks up on me, and it's like, I can't catch it.
Well, that's life. People can deal with that. I mean, that's just life. But, I don't want to see you having sex. If you're laid up in your bed, that's really pushing it. Dirty laundry in the background. I don't want to see that.
It's the same way as when somebody puts something out there on Marketplace to sell, and they've got it in the most horrible, inappropriate shot possible. And you see dirty laundry or trash, or the trash can hadn't been emptied, or laundry needs to be folded, but they're trying to sell this item, and you're going, no. I'm like, no.
Well, I was looking at rugs the other day on Facebook Marketplace, and I messaged the person, not because I wanted the rug, but they had their dog laying on the rug, and it looked like dog toys, but if you zoomed in, it was a dildo.
Okay.
I messaged him and said, you might want to rethink that picture. Unless that's what you're selling, not the rug,
You don't want to put that up. Oh, excuse me. Let me rephrase that.
Well, that's why they have it, because they can't put it up.
Oh, I know.
Well, I just had to be obvious, for people that didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we have just gone downhill
Those of
in
you
2
who
minutes.
did not get that one.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So what else bugs you on Zoom?
So etiquette. So Zoom etiquette. I mean, try not to talk over other people if you're on Zoom. I mean, that's a biggie for me. I do it. I don't intentionally do it, but I try not to, but it happens. But not just on and on and on and on and on. Let somebody speak or make their point.
She's talking to me.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about in general. Well, yeah, I am talking about you. Okay, we'll just talk about you.
Hey.
Let's just talk about you.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
There's a delay, and sometimes when you have a question, you you are talking over somebody because you think, okay, they've stopped, and and then you kind of talk at the same time.
Well, or sometimes
so
people
that were.
See, it just happened there. Sometimes the delay
happened.
is long enough that in normal conversation you think they're done, but it's not because there's the delay. And then you also have internet lag.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night, I think twice, it actually locked up on a net. And we could hear her, but the picture was locked up. So you have to sit down and kind of assess what's going on and be very patient. And I'm much more patient when I'm doing something like that than I am with this. So I can actually sit there and count to 10 before I say anything. It's true.
Well, teaching classes on Zoom, I do enjoy. I prefer that platform. But you have to do the same thing. There is that etiquette. You want that individual to be able to say what it is they need to say and, get benefit from what they're trying to express or talk about. But a smaller group's better if you're doing a class. If you want it to be very intimate to where you're having like a one-on-one session with somebody.
Right.
And there's a difference. If you're having a business meeting, you want to act like you're in a business meeting.
Yeah, no pajamas.
You don't want to prop yourself. Yeah, you don't want to prop yourself up on the bed and lean back on the pillows. And I mean, come on.
And you know what the other thing is that kind of drives me a little bit nuts is eating. Now, I do it. I mean, I'm just as guilty as anybody else. But not a full meal where you're asking something and somebody takes this big, huge bite out of their hamburger.
Yeah.
And you're asking him a question and go, just go. You're like, oh, geez. Okay.
Well, again, there's degrees. There's always degrees of things. But the other thing is that if you're at home like we are, and somebody comes in, mute yourself, and then also take yourself off camera, especially if you're going to carry on a 5-minute conversation with that person. I was actually in a Zoom meeting the other day, and there was a back and forth, and you're like, okay, well, what are you talking about? I've got an opinion about that, I'm sure. Share that, and because you couldn't hear what the other person was saying.
Do not walk when you're on Zoom. Don't take me with you. I don't need to go to the kitchen with you.
Or the bathroom.
I don't need to go to the pantry with you. Just disappear. Just leave me there and you go walk.
I think it was...
That drives me nuts.
I think Demi...
Let's take you on this adventure to my kitchen.
Yeah.
No.
Because what you see is this.
Yeah.
That's all you see. That's
The picture.
bouncing up. It's like, no.
I think I read it. I think it was Demi Moore. Wasn't she the one that was married to Bruce Willis? Demi Moore?
Yes.
She was doing Zoom out of her bathroom. Her bathroom was large enough. She had moved this little small tiny love seat couch into her bathroom, but you could see the toilet behind her and the sink because the acoustics were better in there.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to see that.
That's why I have a green screen, because I'm not in my bathroom, but I'm in my craft room and it's piled up with crafts. Well, I don't want you to see that.
That's why I had those screens behind me, because behind me is my mother's sewing machine and Scott's arts and crafts table. That we are very different in our styles on housekeeping. So...
Go figure.
Yes.
So I don't want to look at it.
That can happen.
And I figured if I don't want to look at it, you don't. But the thing that drives me batshit crazy is when they have you on the Zoom and they're driving. Now I know that that's not the same as texting. It's just noise running.
No, I don't like that either.
But-
that kind of gives me that motion sickness feel.
Well, my problem with that is that I'm sitting there going, oh my God, if they have a wreck, we're going to see it. We're going to
And I
see
don't
the
wanna see
impact, and I don't want to see it.
Oh, I hadn't even gone there.
See, I always go to the edge. And then I come back and then I come back from the edge, and that's why I'm happy. You go to the edge, and then you come back and go, well, they didn't happy. So I'm happy. But I always think that.
Okay.
I had a meeting yesterday where somebody was in their car coming home, and I kept seeing her looking over at us, and I thought, don't look at me.
Yeah.
Look at the road.
Yeah. If you want to listen, fine. It's like listening to the radio. But quit looking and take us off that camera, because when you hit somebody, I don't want to see you bouncing your head around.
No.
Because you know what? Here's the legal side of that. You know what the legal side of that is? Is whoever's recording that is now a witness.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever was participating is a witness. So now they have included us in their problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The new legal issues of Zoom.
Well, that's true. That is quite true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, this hurricane's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
My eyes, they just feel like I've got sand all in my eyeballs, my poor eyes.
My nose is running.
It feels like pressure.
I'm surprised I can open mine. They're so swollen.
My nose is running.
Oh, my God. I look like somebody beat me. Oh.
My nose is running. So, you had a great class last night. You're teaching the Artist's Way. Tell people what the Artist's Way is about, because I actually have the book and I haven't read it yet, and I was going to start it.
Well, the Artist's Way class was eventually created for artists, the actual artistes, painters, those kinds of things. And what they discovered was, well, Julia discovered that it's for anybody. Whether you think you're creative or not, it gives you the opportunity to dig down, to do tasks. It gets you back into the world of you. I mean, you have to take yourself on a date every day, once a week at least. Take yourself on a date. You have to do morning pages, at least 3 pages.
Ooh,
at least 3.
That's a lot. When it's an assignment, that's a lot.
It can't be on this size. I mean, it's got to be it's got to be
8 by 11, 8 by 10.
Yeah.
And it's a commitment. You have to be there the whole time.
Commitment.
So there are how many weeks in this? 12 weeks. There's
13.
13.
13. Listen to me. I'm the teacher here.
Excuse the fuck out of me.
It's 13 weeks. You have the first week so that you can explain what it is that you're going to do and what you're asking them and what's required. You're going to get paid and you got to do this and what your options and I make it pretty easy. I mean, I make it really, really simple, but we don't give, we don't give a lot of detail because the adventure is in the book. Every chapter, every week is a new adventure. So we don't talk too much about the following week, and we don't want you to read ahead. We want you to just stay within the guidelines. But there's some really good information there. The 3rd week is what we're getting into now, and this can bring up anger issues, things that you might be mad at, or people that you may have issues with, and it's really good to write that out and let that go, do those kinds of things. Some people would say that it's too much work to do, but the work that you're actually doing is the camaraderie that you're having with the fellow students. So it's not just an easy fix, which I think that's great and wonderful, and people should take advantage of those. But this is more getting you into a group, getting you comfortable with other people, giving you other avenues and options of being able to talk to other people about certain things. And once you've been in that group or that class for 13 weeks, there's just an unspoken law, it's just, you just become really good friends. Annette Bingham and I, we took the class together. Dina Gilmore, we have taken classes like that together.
And y'all have huge bonds.
It just connects you in a totally different way.
Yeah, y'all have huge bonds. I said y'all have huge bonds. It's obvious when we've interviewed them, the interaction that you guys have. And, I know Annette very closely personally, and I was like, oh, she likes Elizabeth there and she does me. What's going on here? Because it was just obvious.
That's only because we've taken classes together.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it was just obvious because I didn't know y'all knew each other.
Together.
Yeah. So.
Annette and I did radio. I mean, we've done all kinds of things from a perspective that people would go, really? I didn't know that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to do it on my own since I'm not in your class because it looks really intense. And, and you said it's hard work, but, isn't anything that we do to improve ourselves a little bit of hard work? Because if it was easy, we'd all be doing it all the time, right?
Well, and that's what it is. It's
Well, that's what I say.
Sorry, Liz.
You know, you get out of it what you put into it. The only reason I'm not doing a second class is because I don't have enough time. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. You have to be prepared before you go into class. What time are you going to do your class? But it's 13 weeks. I mean, you're really making a huge commitment. But there's a lot of fun things to do in there. You get to that artist way date. That's my favorite of all because
which one?
You go to places that you want to go to, and so some of my favorite places are going to like Michael's or the Dollar Tree or craft places. I mean, it could be going to Home Depot. It doesn't matter as long as it makes you happy. And or take yourself out to dinner. Go to a really good restaurant. Go to Olive Garden or go to someplace where you just can enjoy the food and not have to have a conversation with somebody else. But when you do the artist date, it has to be by yourself. It's not conversational. It's not to go somewhere and talk to somebody else. It's to get you to talk to you. But I've taught this off and on for years, and this poor book, I'm going to have to get another one because I noticed last night when I started to flip some of the pages, one flew out. That was a surprise. But in this particular group, this is a different thought totally. We had one of the girls give us this, what do we call it, deck envy. She brought this deck and said, y'all need to check this out. So there were about 5 or 6 or 7 of us that went out there through either Hay House or Amazon and got this deck. Well, it is of tarot, but it is also an oracle deck. It's a combination of the two. And what you do in our group is, so today is Tuesday. So for the first thing that you do for your Tuesdays, now you draw a card, and that card's going to be with you all week. This card's going to help you all week. And this week, my card is the 5 of Wands.
Which means what? Because I don't read tarot. I don't read tarot.
In this particular deck, the 5 of Wands means I support others and they support me, and we rise together in accelerated harmony.
That's cool. That's cool.
So I got to be carrying everybody's ass for all week. No. What it means is I need to be aware of supporting other people this week, especially as a teacher.
So how is it an oracle card deck and a tarot? How is it both? Does it have other things on it?
Because she's got it written in both ways. She's got it on what it means.
Okay.
Her version.
Okay.
In the book.
Because when I read that,
she looks at it though as you're a light seer, because it's called the Light Seer's Tarot.
Okay. What were you saying, Luann?
I see. When I read the 5 of Wands in a regular deck, I'm thinking about chaos and different things on that level. And this is like working together with other people and supporting others and coming together in a group to do something. So that's what makes it the oracle type.
It's almost like the opposite, it sounds like.
Well, maybe. But it
can be. It's your interpretation, right?
Exactly.
Right. I never read cards the way the book says. I never read like the book says.
Wands are creativity. That's fire. That's creativity. So that, for me, this is a good card to have for this week.
It's like the deck that I was using last night in my virtual party is angel cards, and it's kind of like what you said. It's based on tarot, but it also is seer cards, and I read it from the seer standpoint. But then I read it totally different than even what the book says, because certain symbols just way, and so. And I tell people, you can read straight from the book. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you're comfortable with. But I encourage people, and because this is how I was trained, is you take it, and what does that mean to you? What feelings do you get with that? What emotions do you get with that? And it's never anything like the book. Never. But I never get a negative response to my readings, so I'm just going to keep doing it that way. So.
Jennifer wants to know what angel cards you like.
Who?
You,
Me?
Deborah.
Hell, I don't even know what they're called. Hang on a second.
So that's the way I learned to read cards.
I have two
Miss-
decks that I use that are angel cards, and they're very different, which is really kind of ironic. But I guess I'm going to have to go look it up. I got them all on Amazon, but that's the deck I used last night.
Oh, wow.
See, I am so not into details about where things come from, you know? And then I have this other deck I use, and it looks like that. I got them both off Amazon.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, and I'm going to tell you right now, I can pull 3 cards out of each deck, get totally different cards that mean totally different things, but the reading will be the same when you put it together. Because I've tested it time and time again. So, but go to Amazon and, you know, don't pick things that people say they like. Go and look at the cards that you can put your hands on either at a store or on Amazon and see what resonates for you. You know, we've got like 22 decks of cards in this house because Scott reads, I read, and I have bought cards and then got home and go, oh my God, why did I buy those? I don't like them, you know? So
That happens.
you know, I've learned to listen to my intuition on that and not buy them just because somebody told me they were great or whatever. And these are nice at parties though because they have a nice, you know, silver edge. People like the way they look. They're pretty, you know. They have the archangels all as the power cards, and then it's laid out with you have fire cards, earth cards, water cards, that type of thing. So even for people that are used to getting readings and have a lot of experience, these resonate with them. And then they also resonate with people that never had a reading ever. So
It's a great way to confirm what you've talked about.
So I didn't answer your question, but it's the best answer I got. I'm sorry.
She threw away the boxes.
Well, Jennifer is one of the reasons we have deck envy. I mean, she's right there. She's in the group. I mean, she's...
No, I have the boxes. They're in the closet. I'm just not going to run get them.
Okay.
They're in. I don't throw.
Okay.
You don't throw away boxes. Oh my God. You got to keep the boxes.
Oh,
Well, that's
think
what
I
they want to
did,
know.
actually.
What are they called? You know.
Oh
because-
shit! I'll go get them.
All right, Jennifer, this is your problem.
Jennifer, this is all your fault. We'll be discussing this in class.
So
I can hear her laugh. I
yeah,
can hear her laugh.
she says, drop a link now. Pound or hashtag deck envy.
Yes.
Yes.
She knows all about that. Yep.
Well, you know, it's the way that you. Yeah, she's got 4 laughing people now. You and Mary Ellen taught us, you know, this is what the card means. And then when we start reading, it's like, yeah, but what does it mean to you?
Right. You always go with what does it mean to you first, because it's your interpretation. And that's why we always said, okay, turn that card over. Okay, what is that? What's the first thing that you get? And what we discovered is the majority of, oh dear God, what we discovered is the majority of people got the same thing. It was really no different.
And to say what comes to your mind and not wait,
Right.
Luann.
Right. What comes to you first?
All right.
Because I had the answer, it just didn't come out of my mouth.
Is that them?
You can't presume something is not correct just because I didn't know the person. I didn't know they traveled all over the world. And the first thing that came to mind was, oh, they're going to the mountains in India.
Right.
And then I was thinking locally, you know, I was thinking, well, it can't be that. And she did.
Can't be out of the
She was going.
Right.
So you can't.
And actually going to India, right?
Yes, she
going to
was.
India?
Yes, she was. And they were going to travel up the mountains there.
All right. So one of the angel decks that I use And the ones I used last night were the Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue, which I know pisses a lot of people off. And
that's all I use is Doreen Virtue angel cards.
Is that all you use?
Good.
And I don't know who the other angel cards are. And then sometimes I use the Ascended Masters for really in depth. I mean, these get intense. So
that's a good deck.
I don't use them for parties.
That's a good deck.
Yeah, I use those.
Yeah, that's really deep.
And then these are so much fun. These are my favorite cards. These look like Victorian postcards. They're so pretty. And these are the Vintage Wisdom.
Oh my God,
Oracle.
Jenny J would love that. Oh, made my screen go fuzzy.
They are so.
What is it called again?
They are the Vintage Wisdom Oracle cards. You've got to see some of these, but like look at that. Is that not adorable?
Oh wow!
Vintage Wisdom.
I love these, but they don't seem to really move people at parties much, so I don't use them at the parties. But they have some beautiful pictures and stuff. And
all right, Jennifer, do you see what you've done? You created another monster here. Vintage Wisdom.
yeah. And then I have little animal cards for children that I use at children's parties. And when we do children's parties, I either do the animal cards or we do doodle analysis, and the kids get to doodle, and then I tell them about them.
Oh, that they like
cool is
that.
That is so cool. You ought to do that for adults.
I do. We do doodle analysis and we do handwriting analysis for adults.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
when are you going to do that demo of handwriting analysis?
I need 3 people to volunteer, and it's a little bit different than what we did last night because I send you the example of handwriting or what I want you to write ahead of time so that I can spend a little bit more time analyzing it. Because at a party, we got 3 minutes. I mean, seriously, sometimes we got lines out the door, and if you got 200 people and you're only hired for 2 hours, you're not going to get everybody done anyway. But so we move them.
No.
But because it's a virtual Zoom party, I do more of what I call my mini handwriting profile that takes a while. And what we do is that everybody sends me the handwriting. I put a number on the handwriting. And then I say, okay, here's handwriting analysis number 1. And everybody listens to the profile. And then they write down who they think it is.
Oh, that's nice. That's neat.
Yeah, and then when we get through with everybody, then I tell them, I'm like, okay, here's the number 1, who claims number 1. Because sometimes I don't even know who they are. Because if I don't know the people, I don't make the connection between the handwriting and the names. Even though I could look on the email, I don't. And so then they have to claim it, and then people, talk about how they thought they were right or they were wrong. And the last one we did, everybody got everybody right except the woman who had the party. She didn't guess her own handwriting. Everybody knew it was her but her.
Wow.
You're like, really?
Wow.
Do we have a disconnect?
So Jennifer says that she'll take her punishment. Hashtag adding to cart.
What? Who's punishing her?
Okay.
Why is she getting punished?
Well,
Is it Elizabeth? Can't you see Elizabeth in a nun's uniform hitting kids with rulers on their hands? Can't you see that?
well, no, you can't. No, I would not do. Adults, yeah. Kids, no.
Well, I wasn't going to go there because really what I see is men with bent over with bare bottoms.
No hitting children.
I see
adults. That's a totally different.
Hitting men on their bare bottoms with a ruler. I can see that easily.
Well, I don't. So I just don't.
What are you doing, Luann?
I don't see that.
Hear that? La 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 la.
Oh, get real. Grow up. Grow up. Jeez Louise.
What is it? No, why? No, that's Charlie Brown. So that's the wrong thing.
Well, now I'm bugged that I don't know who that other card deck is. So, anyway, I'll have to go look it up on Amazon and check my orders, search my orders, cards, and see all the decks I've ordered over the years and figure it out.
Well, that's what I need to do. I need to get all those decks together and see what I have. The majority of cards that I have, though, are the old Gypsy fortune-telling cards. But, of course, I have a collection of Lenormand because that's what I teach.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of those.
I have some of those. And I told you I ordered 2 different decks by her, and I got them, and it was the same deck, just different sizes. So I don't know what the hell that was about. Scott loves those. That's the ones he's using.
I used the larger ones for class.
Yeah,
that's a really good. It's a good size for class. The other ones you can shuffle better. It's just easier to shuffle. But when you get Oracle cards, you have to learn how to completely redo your shuffling technique.
Yeah,
because it's really, you have to really just let them fold inwards.
I don't even try to shuffle. I just kind of throw them up and catch them, And if I get people that say that they don't like tarot readings and they have a problem with that, I use Sharon's cards. I have several decks of Sharon's spirit cards, and I'll use those, which are just pictures, And did we freeze up?
No.
Move, Elizabeth. Elizabeth froze. Oh my God, that's scary.
So Carrie, Laser Glazer, says, I jumped in just in time for butt smacking.
But of course she did, because that's her favorite thing. So then I have another little deck of cards that has doodles to show you a doodle that you can do with your handwriting to like calm your anxiety down and different things like that. So when I'm doing handwriting analysis, I'll sometimes give people their own personal doodle to use. So there's all, well, there she went. Bye-bye.
She'll be back.
Bye-bye.
I have never seen Sharon's cards. I'd like to see them sometime.
Hang on. I gave a bunch of them away. A whole bunch of them, but I kept several for myself. I need to open these up. So.
When Elizabeth was talking about the readings at the Celt, Bill and I went one time, and I made sure that Elizabeth read for him. But I saw the person in front of her, and the way she was describing that is that person would have been Sharon. And I don't remember that person's name, so maybe she read for me. Okay,
so they're small. That's what's really cool. And it's called Listening to Spirit. And so, that's one of the pictures. And this one is acceptance. And this is fear of the unseen. I'm trying to get the glare off. There we go. And then forgiveness of self. So they're
Did she do the pictures herself?
Yeah. Forgiveness of others. So these are really cool. I do spa day parties sometimes, and a part of that package, the ladies want readings, but then they also want a little class, because it's an all-day thing, on how to get in tune with their own intuitiveness. And I will use this deck, and I will just do a quick little reading for 1 or 2 of them, because they've already gotten readings, and show them how the cards work. And then we just go through and we practice pulling cards and say, now what does this speak to you? What is this reading for somebody else in the group as part of the package? And that goes over really well. So
are those cards still available?
No, they're not. That's why I'm really picky about. I think I only have 3 decks left. So
yeah,
I gave a lot away at her memorial, and have shared them with other people because they were shared with me. So I have gifted them to others as well. But now I'm down to just a few. I gave my grandson a deck, who's 10, and oh my God, he scared the crap out of me the first time he did a reading. Mm-hmm. It was so intense, so spot on, so scary accurate. I was like, oh my God. So I'm taking him under my wing, and we are getting him some guidance, because these are the type of children that, I think we were all in that category probably, and without having anyone to share things with or ideas or ask questions, I went underground with my gifts until, my middle age,
Yes, because unless your parents or grandparents are open to something like that, they tell you, I grew up in the South, so it was a religion thing. Oh no, see, that comes from God, and you don't say that.
Well, I was taught that it does come from God because my grandmother was Pentecostal, but here's the thing about that. At 4, it's still scary. You know, I could interpret tongues in prayer, which is fucking scary because it's not interpreting that's scary. It's the fact that you know when people are faking it that's scary. As a 4-year-old. And then my grandmother could also see spirits, but then I was taken away from her, not taken away from her, but I didn't see her after I was 10 because of the divorce in our family. So I didn't have anyone to go to, number one. Number two, everybody in the family always talked about what a religious freak she was, and I didn't want to be known as a religious freak, you know, or a weirdo or crazy, which I am anyway, go figure now. So you know, I steered clear of that. And because I'm an introvert and I have a very definitive logical side, that's where I stayed in my logic mode, you know?
Right.
So.
Well, my grandmother was very religious and very spiritual. And I think she saw spirits too, but she didn't talk about it because when the door would blow open, she'd say, well, you know, you can come in, but you've got to behave while you're here. And
my
as a child,
did that too. That's so funny.
And as a child, I would be like, is somebody there?
Well, I was cool with that until one day I said, Grandma, I see something that I think is an angel. I guess I was about 6. And she goes, you're right. And she goes, but do you see that demon behind you going in the laundry room? And I jumped 10 feet in the air and I'm like, I'm done with this. And I don't know, to this day, I don't know if she's kidding or not, but boy, that freaked me out. And I would not go near that laundry room for months.
So Elizabeth says everything shut down, so I guess I'm done for today.
Oh, she'll do anything to get a day off. I swear to God. I swear. If I was paying her, I'd fire her.
Yeah. So, since you're not.
I know it. So I look forward to our Tuesday, so because we can just ramble and do whatever we want to, and we don't want to have any obligations to anybody but ourselves. But maybe that would be fun to do. Have not a class, but a session where we'll get several people on, and we all talk about our experience with cards and why we like the deck that we use and how we use it and something like that. Maybe that's something to do, because the only thing I have a problem with personally, and I don't know if you run into this or not, is that because I tell everybody I'm a Christian and then they say, well, you read cards, I get a lot of crap for that. It's really funny. I get more crap for reading cards than I do for cussing. Go figure.
Yes, I do. And I've had several friends. I have a best friend that says, Carol asked about you. She's really worried.
Bless her heart.
Because some of the things she sees on your web, on your Facebook, it just, she feels you need to be connected to God. And I said, I am.
Well, I'm not even going to go into preaching mode, because I could preach it and pass the plate on this issue. I really could. But, the thing about it is, and I explained this to one of my family members, the cards are a tool, and they're a tool that I don't need. The people I read for need it. They need a physical confirmation of the things I tell them, and this is the way to do it. It's also a great way to tune into a lot of people at one time when you're working parties and stuff. But, it helps you to keep focused. But when I'm in the zone, I don't even look at the cards. I have literally set at parties and go, there's the cards. If you want to pull some, you go right ahead, but here's your message.
And sometimes it does. It happens. It comes right to you. So what do you say? So I've picked up this little card deck.
That's pretty.
It's a Smith weight, but it's the same size as a deck of cards. And it's tarot. It's a tarot deck, but it's the same size as cards, and it was done as a special Centennial edition for the artist. I'm trying to think of her name that did the Smith weight.
I don't know.
Darn, she did the artwork. So this is called the...
I'm sure everybody watching us knows the answer to that question, but I don't.
Yeah, why can't I think of it? Oh, this is so crazy. Anyway,
I'm so not metaphysical. I'm just not.
It was the artist's anniversary, and that's why they did this, because they called it the Pixie Tarot.
If I had to read tarot cards, I would go insane. That is just too much information to try to learn.
It was very daunting at first. And then when you're trying to read it and remember what it was supposed to mean, that's when you go, yeah, but what does it mean to you?
Yeah, because that's the thing. I have several friends that I let read for me, and they use tarot cards, and they'll say this. I'm like, how do you get that? Because that means this to me, and that means this to me, and this is what I'm getting out of this. And not that they don't give me good readings, I'm not saying that, but I get totally different things out of the cards. And generally, the whole message winds up being a combination of the two. I'm really hard to read for because I got to interject my opinion into everything. So,
no.
I have people that refuse to read for me. They go, I'm not reading for you.
So her name is Pamela Coleman Smith. She was doing the original drawings for Arthur Waite.
Okay, that means nothing to me.
This was done. Rider Waite is the original tarot.
Do
right?
I? Do I know that? Do I?
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
no, I don't. You haven't listened to a damn thing I just said for the past 5 minutes. No, I don't. Now, Scott does. My husband is brilliant when it comes to this. Let me tell you something. My husband has studied every metaphysical and spiritual book out there. He knows the Bible better than most pastors. He knows all kinds of Gnostic gospels. He knows all of this stuff. I mean, it's incredible the things that he knows,
Dr. Chuck does too, and that's what amazes me about him.
Mm-hmm.
So you can ask questions like, what's the difference between Lucifer and Satan?
Absolutely. He's my go-to person because even though we don't have the same belief system, I'll just leave it at that, he knows what mine is. And he knows why it's important to me, and I can go to him and go, okay, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm thinking, and is that an integrity for me? Since my line of faith, and he's my go-to person because he gets me, he gets what I believe in, and whether he agrees with it or not, he knows how to hold my feet to the fire. So he's my go-to for that.
So Elizabeth says she's lurking.
We don't care. Tell her to add some comments that we can bounce off of.
She said, this is cool, lurking.
Oh, good. I'm going to do it next time. I'm just going to log y'all in, and then I'm going to turn my screen off, and I'm just going to lurk. Let y'all run it.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
We can do it.
I know
Elizabeth
you can.
and I can talk forever.
I know. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about one bit. So what time is it? Are we done? We are done. It's 1.
Where's the time? I don't.
It's 1.
I don't see the time here. Oh, okay. There you go.
It's 1, and my protein shakes are gone, so we're done. We're done. So let me read the closing.
Well, I do want to participate in the handwriting analysis.
Okay, so I'm going to take 3 people for the virtual party for handwriting analysis. It's a little bit different than what I did last night. Handwriting analysis is a science. I use the scientific method. I don't make that crap up as I'm doing it. I use the training, and it's something I can train anyone in. And the handwriting analysis is the foundation for what I do with the handwriting therapy. I also used to do forensic handwriting document analysis. So this is something I've done in my business as a private investigator and also as a coach. So this is very important to me. So if you don't care about this, don't say I want to be in the party. Luann's taking position number 1. So I have 2 openings. Email me or message me. And as soon as I can schedule a time, I will send everybody out the handwriting I need sent to me prior to the party. So, all right. God, I sound like such a bitch, don't I? You will do this and you will do that.
What email do you want them to use?
Oh, I don't care.
Do you think you could say it out loud?
Oh, sure. Deborah, you know what else? I also said, like, last night, my name is on the screen. Well, it is on the screen where I see it, but it's not where everybody else can see it. So that was totally worthless information last night. It's Deborah.
I can see it.
You can? It wasn't on the recording. That is so
Deborah
weird.
Colleen Rose.
Colleen. It's Southern. Irish Southern. Get it right, damn it. Deborah Colleen Rose at gmail.com. So, and if you're seeing this on Facebook, just send me a message and I'll send you the email if there's too much to remember, because I don't want to tax anybody's brain. Brains. I need brains. That's the other thing. I would love to be in a zombie apocalypse. If I couldn't be a werewolf, being in a zombie apocalypse and hatching all those people in the head.
No.
Oh my God. Tawanda!
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So thank you for being with us. We're so glad that Elizabeth joined us for a short period and graced us with her help. Help us support others, both those who need services and those who offer gifts, talents, and services by liking our page on Facebook. We only need 122 more likes to hit 1,000. You know I have OCD. Go in there and like the damn thing and ask 3 people to like it, and that's hit 1,000. Then I'll shut up. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com at Spiritual Neighborhood Network. You can contact anyone from any of our shows by emailing spiritualneighborhood@gmail.com, or you can go and look at the bio section on the page. And if you offer anything that makes people laugh, smile, sing, or feel better, you are a holistic healer. And we want to talk to you because we get tired of talking to each other. We are here to teach that the body heals with play, the mind heals with laughter, and the spirit heals with joy. So, do we know who the guest is Thursday? Do you remember? We have a guest Thursday.
Is it Audra?
I believe it is.
Okay.
She is one of my favorite people. So tune in.
She has a lot to talk about.
She has a lot to talk about. She's very smart. I love the knowledge she brings to the table, and she's not pushy like us. So that makes her awesome.
Yep.
All right. Say goodbye, Luann.
Goodbye. Like you a lot.
Yeah, we try to like y'all. So, all right. All right, let me finish this.